could please, this is a regular meeting of Nelson Fiscal Court. You'll notice on the agenda, the year wasn't exactly right. It was, I even had Jimmy going back to 2013. Actually, it says 2013 on there. But Nelson Fiscal Court will meet in closed session as per KRS 61810 1C, where discussions of proposed or pending litigation with the city of Bardstown. The first order of business would be the minutes. We will do that at the tail end of our regular business meeting like we usually do. We have two sets of minutes, August 23rd and August 30th. I have reviewed, though I did not find any corrections or changes. Did anybody else find any corrections? Motion, entertain a motion to approve. Motion by Jerry Hines, or second?
I'll second.
Second by Keith Metcalf. All approved, say aye.
Aye.
Disapprove? Your motion will carry. Next would be your bills list and transfers.
I'll make a motion to pay the bills as presented.
Approve the transfer.
And the transfer.
I'll second.
Motion been made by Keith Metcalf, second by Bernard Ice. All approved, say aye. Disapprove? Motion will carry. Note, we will have a special meeting on September 13th at 9 a.m. The main purpose of that meeting will be to have a second reading and adoption of our tax rates, our tax ordinance. And I'll try to add anything else that comes up that could be done under that special meeting. EMS report.
You should have your monthly report for August. Had 588 calls made, 126 of those were non-transport. July was down a little bit from last year, so we made that up in August, and 1,129 calls, same as last year, which is probably the first time that's happened. Also, Judge and I talked a couple things, replacing an ambulance. I'd asked the court to look into doing a remount, maybe last meeting or meeting before. We are the quickest we can get a remount from about any company having one of our boxes refurbished and put on truck is at least 6 months, more like 8 months out, if we approved it next week. We're in desperate need of a replacement truck now. As you know, the replacement truck we did last year was a refurb. That truck burnt, so really we haven't replaced the truck last year or this year. I've done some research on the market. There are some demo trucks and new trucks that are available for immediate delivery, and we kind of need one for immediate delivery, so I'm asking the court to allow me to advertise for a bid for a new or remount with a delivery date of 30 days.
There's several in the marketplace that are, we call them
They're demonstrators.
demonstrators.
Demos. And there's a few new ones.
And we have budgeted a line item for a new ambulance.
Roughly what's something like itself?
Whether it's a remount or a new vehicle.
Well, if we had one built, we'd be looking at 140, 155. There's some trucks out there in the demo that would suit our needs, somewhere between 95 and 110.
How many miles you talking about on the demo?
Less than 5,000. Most of them are right around 1,000 miles on them, where they've taken them around to different shows, things like that.
We've bought two over the years, I
Yeah.
think.
We've had good luck out
Yeah.
there.
I make the motion and go ahead and let Joey do it.
Advertise. Okay. Motion been made by Jerry Hines, second by Sam Hutchins. Further discussion?
Got to have it.
And you're thinking that we can have delivery within 30?
That would be in our specs. Even if we get it in 30 days, by the time we do the modifications,
Still be a
because
couple
things
months
could
out.
still be,
Yeah.
we're still 60 days out anyway. We like to specify within 30 that we take delivery.
Okay.
What are you looking at on remount cost?
Remount costs, do a remount about 80. Somewhere in there, but around.
All approved, say aye.
Aye.
Disapprove? The motion will carry.
The second thing I had, item B, is an EMA-related item. We get matching funds from emergency management every year that offsets salary and expenses in the emergency management department. That's a 50-50 match. This year, we were notified last week, Ron and I both, that we have about $5,800 surplus that we need to use before September 30th, that we have not been using through the year, getting reimbursed on. I've talked to the office in Frankfurt, and what we would like to do with that money is replace another weather siren. That would mean we would spend $11,600 to get the $5,800 back. That's about the only thing that Rhonda and I see that we could expend those funds in the time that we got to expend them for. If we don't use them, then the state will take them back and give it to another county or counties. I'm not so concerned with that. I fear they may reduce our next year's allotment based on what we use this year.
Do we have another siren that needs replacement?
Well,
We've got
yeah,
several.
We've got several. Yeah. And we've talked about adding one in Nazareth area somewhere.
And,
But so basically, 50% of the siren would be paid for from the state.
Do we have that budget, was it in the budget?
Not in separate line item, no.
So we would need to do.
I can make it work though within certain categories. Yeah.
We would have expended those costs though through the other EMA office expenses or salary expenses. So either way, we would have spent 11,000 in additional funds. We just need to change it from one to the other.
Joe, where would you put a new siren if you had to?
The new siren would have to replace one of the original. Otherwise, we'd get into environmental stuff.
But we could use
Use the used siren.
sirens and that.
Yeah.
I think that would be a good idea.
Entertain a motion to approve.
that.
Okay, thanks, Sam. A second by Jerry Hahn. All approved, say aye.
Aye.
Disapprove, motion will carry.
Thank you. That'd be my report.
And just get that, make sure you get that in writing from the state that it's
We'll get confirmed.
an approved expense. Jail report, Dorcas, you had us out a report here.
Okay, today we have a total of 136 inmates. We have 3 in Hardin County, 2's on home incarceration. We have 28 state inmates. We have 6 that's serving weekends. We have 1 that's out in Jefferson County to court, 1 at KCPC. So we have an in-house total of 123. And then I've got a sergeant that last day is going to be Friday. He was just approved as second shift sergeant, and he decided that's not what he wants to do. So Margie Pointer wants to come back in the sergeant's position, which she held for about 14 years.
Yeah.
But she's going to have to start back at the bottom.
That's up to you, you're the boss.
She was a good sergeant, but she thought she could take care of her grandbabies. But
Margie's, I couldn't understand why she had left Star.
That's why
She was a
with
very
me.
dedicated employee,
yes,
and you could count on her.
oh yeah. So I'd like to put her back in that position. And like I said, Corbin Hack will be leaving Friday. He doesn't want to work at the jail.
So there would be no revenue, money changing hands here with court. You have the authority to do that without the courts. It's just a lateral move back.
Yeah.
You're filling a position. That court doesn't have to approve that position.
Well, they have to approve a full-time if I hire a full-time.
Yeah, but you
Oh, okay, I
replace
see
her
what
with a
you're saying.
full-time.
Yeah,
But you wouldn't have, but you hire and fire who you want to.
Yeah.
And
But
there's
I
no
like
salary
you.
differential.
I'd like to give fiscal court's approval on it
Okay,
anyway.
all right. Motion to approve, Margie coming back. Motion by Mary Rice, second by Keith Metcalf. All approved, say aye. Aye. Disapproved, motion will carry. Now, it's hard time finding enough people who want to work at the jail, much less,
Exactly, it
Yeah.
is.
so, I don't know what you can do. It's not a very good working environment sometimes down there.
Well, you gotta look at what we have to deal with.
I understand, I understand. Anything else, Dorcas?
That's all I had to report.
Road Department report, I put this on the list. I did get a verbal commitment on the Murphy Lane and Green Chapel Road projects. I have not got the actual contract or check back yet. But I've asked Brad and John to move forward on I guess the bid project, and I should have that probably in the next 10 days.
And I'm 90% done with the bid and specifications.
I just pretty much want to be aware of it, and I want the public to be aware of it. We do plan on getting those roads fixed this fall.
Those roads will be shut down while we're doing it. So I would assume a week shutdown period. We'll let you know and we'll coordinate everything. So we gotta shut it down.
I want the court to be aware of it so we could, so when we do get the
Green's Chapel's.
emergency money's handled a little differently.
But
Emergency money's handled a little differently than the regular contracts, but I'll keep you abreast of that. And on Blacktop list, District 4 has some additional roads wants to work on. He put a little asterisk around those lanes for media purposes. It was Welch's Lane, Lutheran Church Road.
it's just one portion of that Lutheran church.
Back
Okay.
section of it.
And that's, is that the lower amount?
Yeah.
14,000. Okay. And then Creel Lane,
Correct.
must be just putting a little skim over that to get it $16,000. But we need a motion from the court to approve. Okay. Motion by Ted, second by Sam. All approve, say aye.
Aye.
Disapprove, and motion will carry. Jim, rest of your report?
All right, still bush hogging, grass still growing. We're in the 4th round. We have completed District 2, and we're in District 1. District 2 probably won't see any more mowing by the time we get done with everything. It'll be late October, I think. We're in District 1 now, going to 3, 4, 5. And it is tall, still tall. We are boom mowing full-time still. We're still in District 1. It just takes a long time to get around the boom mower.
180 miles. Takes a long time.
160.
We've done miscellaneous, just the same type of stuff, culvert entrance pipes on Shailene, Timber Creek, Robin Hood. We put bollards down there at the Northeast Nelson Fire Department in Bloomfield for them, around their equipment, doors, something they've been asking for a while. Speed humps were installed on Freeman Avenue that was approved.
And the homeowners have given us a check on that.
Even extra, because we got a wrong number, we got it out of.
And squeeze $90 more out of it.
Out of what, what's his name?
David Hill.
David Hill. Flats Road, we do some grading on that, did some grading and rocking. We're prepping, this is one thing, T. Bradley Lane and Katie Fox Road chip seal. We're gonna try to get some of that going this week. We'll see how it goes. We're a little short-handed, a couple guys on vacation. Landfill shut, got a short guy too, so we may or may not start chipping it this week. If you guys have a chip seal road that you know needs it, don't just spout a name off the top of your head that you know that's a chip seal road. It'd be nice to,
I can name 5 or 6.
I know, you only got 3. We're not paving with.
He has a tendency to enhance stories to get his point across.
I do have a list there of all who has what. Anyway, that is something that you guys, the only 2 that I've really got that I went out looking through on Friday. You know, they're flipping on whether you do them or not. That hasn't been for 6, 7 years, so probably do some of them. But the only 2 of the 2 I mentioned, T. Bradley and Katie Fox, they do need it.
He talks in your district.
The gravel got loose on a T. Bradley, didn't it? Just forced down.
You know, I've looked at one that's been 6 or 7 years. Oh, what's the one out 49? Big long road out there. Hall Simpson. We chipped it a long time ago, and it's still in decent shape.
Well, it's not, is it the tail end of it?
Yeah, but it's a long section of it.
Yeah.
And there's a lot.
And there's a lot of traffic on that.
I lost all the gravel out, power shop, but they use wet rock.
Well, they got 8 people that live on that section of chip seal. I got the number.
But is that guy still farming in the back?
Yeah.
I went and looked at Friday, and he's still doing it, but it's not in bad shape.
Yeah.
The chip
I
seal.
think the oil was better or something back in. I don't know what.
It's hard to say. We did go through a section where we're using dirty 9s, and that
Yeah,
doesn't.
and it didn't hold.
Yeah, it does
in it.
take too much, doesn't it?
So
Remember that?
that was a mistake, I guess. Other than that, we have finished digging road, Jerry, as far as the cross-drain pipes. We had a 6-foot diameter pipe put in that road, so it was a pretty good little project. We had at least a track over, it was 10 feet in the ground and that type of stuff. But anyway, the intent was to get it to where we could pave it. We're gonna pave it. PO,
That's all where Spencer County doesn't want to pay theirs.
There's 670 feet in Spencer County, so we're gonna stop in the magic line right by a barn. It's gonna go, somebody's gonna call somebody on it, see what's going on, you know, it don't look like we know what we're doing. But it is what it is.
You might want to put up a sign that says,
Nelson County line.
Nelson County line before you do
So
it.
there's a straight line on the map, you know how those, some of those, you're not a creek.
You're doing it by the linear feet.
Based on what our CR number is.
CR number.
And we give a few feet.
It is GPS, it was at one time.
Yeah, they did it. So anyway, that's where we're going with that. We're caught up. The only thing I really haven't done, Keith, is I haven't had a chance to get on,
And we'll get a chance this week to look at
go
it.
look at the culverts. And I got it drawn up and ready, but there's so many places where we pay that road. But other than that, that's it, Dean.
Okay, we'll move on to landfill solid waste.
Just a reminder, we are a day behind this week due to the holiday.
Already had a couple calls this morning.
Yeah, I had several this morning too. I also want to thank Jim and the road department for sending the guy. We're a little short-handed here and there. He was able to send the guy this morning. So
I'm sure the guys you see is going to be driving, not going to be tipping.
Yeah.
Whoever I'm mad
Oh, well.
at, and gets going.
There's low on your totem pole.
I got several.
Actually, if folks that do that move up real high on my totem pole without.
We still have a guy off due to that vacuum crew on our cart tippers. So we still have probably another 2 weeks. Still shows the importance of getting those in.
Who's that?
Brad, still politics.
You got them.
Anything else?
that's all I have.
Okay.